In due time, people will remind themselves why they exist. If they do not, it's because they doubt themselves. Small encouragement from the social media or anybody around an individual that throws a little bit of insight really is just to help motivate them get off their nerves. Most people see it as, oh, they actually care. Well, I hope so. Truthfully, I hope so. But statistically speaking, and not statistics given by a random schmack, which is a schmuck, jackass. My own made up word, by the way, and it's not just a stumble of smack, like he has a damn banana in his mouth or something. The reality of it is that you really only get to have one enjoyment in life, and that's when somebody completely different honestly and truly admired a moment of yours, and it gave you interest to see their excitement in it, so you try to entertain them to the fullest, usually running them off within an average of 2 to 3 months, especially relationships that are close, because you got too close and opened up too fast. Most people forget that you're not supposed to open up all the way, because then they're going to really want it, and they're going to see if anybody else has it, which means you already are a lost candidate. Not even a notch on a belt, because most likely you'll be the damage under their belt. You'll be that heartache that they never remember, or always tread water over. The most inspiring thing I've ever heard was an individual that actually wasn't broken, and never had been broken because they never gave in. That individual was probably the most goofiest, funniest individual in the world, and will never see the light of day for any other's heart to open up to, because that individual locks themselves down on purpose, only entertains himself with friends and sometimes acquaintances or store encounters, the pass-by scenario. They never really spend time looking at what if, because they never had it, and now so far gone and grown over the idea, they developed the inclination or idea that if they did, they would lose all that they have, whether it's nothing or not. I only say these things because I realized something today. If you trust and love something and need it, you don't push, persist, or bother it, especially when it doesn't reach out for you for a small notice of attention, or doesn't really put any mind into, let me see if they're okay, or should I let them know I'm okay? If they go out of their way to not say any of these things or do any of these things, it's probably because you're being tested. I, for one, don't believe in tests, because all I do is test. And I never really put thought to someone else doing it back. But today, I have a heart filled with love and trust. And the world around me is going to say the opposite. And I'm just naive enough to fall for it if it is the horrible truth of something worse. But I think it made me more of a man to not question it today. I did it first, but at the end of the day, I realized an individual's happiness is more important than another's. And they're not really sacrificing anything by enjoying their day or their time. If somebody's hurt by this because they're clingy, attached, and want to be the only thing in their world, which is not how it should be, especially when we're all raised to love everyone and treat each other as equals. And if in relationships people treated everyone as equals, I think nobody would ever really get jealous, because if you trot across high water, you sink. But if you gallop, you might just glide across that shit like Jesus did. You never know until you try something different. Today I tried something different and I'm totally encouraged, even if I get a bad story. I want you to think about that, whoever you are, and have a blessed evening, even if it's not of faith. Good night.